Welcome one and all to episode 19 of United City Randomiser. After last episode, which was amazing when we absolutely thumped Bayern Munich 4-1. In the league we played Hamburg and we'd won 2-1, which was a good win again. We played well, and then unfortunately the train came off the tracks a little bit, and I'm not quite sure why, but against Mainz we really didn't get going. Nobody showed up to really play well, and in the end we unfortunately lost 1-0. Disappointing, but we're going to have those blips. We're still not as good as I would like us to be in terms of our ultimate goal, so we're going to have those occasional results. Today we're going to play Hertha Berlin in the Cup, and we're going to see if we can progress in this competition through the season, more so than we have done in previous seasons so far. So that's the aim for today. Let's go and have a look around a little bit. You can see that people are contributing well. Batshuayi has come in recently and is getting goals, which is positive. He'll probably play today in head of Barbosa. You can see our finances remain solid in terms of our balance. You can see we sit 9th in the league after 9 games, which is very good. I'm very happy with that. You can see that we're comfortably in contact with most people ahead of us. Again, similar with those behind us, there's not much gap at the moment anywhere in the league, so lots can change with a couple of decent results, lots can go badly with a couple of bad results, so we'll have to maintain our current reasonable form and see if we can progress. One of the other things I wanted to tell you a little bit about was our team report. You can see excuse me, we're still not the complete article at all. We've got lots of red stuff, but some of it's not too bad. Things like the top one, there's nothing left in the transfer budget. Well, that's just because I've spent it all on the players I wanted, and I'm happy with the squad this year, so it's not too bad. You move further down, there's lack of vision, lack of dribbling. Okay, fair enough, we can work on that a little bit. Anticipation is one of the key ones, I think, in defence. I think that's sometimes why we're not really getting to the ball quick enough, that some of our defenders don't anticipate the play particularly well, so that's something that we might want to have a look at. A squad isn't the best at overall teamwork. Well, okay, I think they've done pretty well though, so I'm not too worried about that. There's a few in there though, isn't there? You know, acceleration and stuff could be better. We could get a faster paced team maybe. Concentration is the other one, along with which one was it that we were just talking about? Oh, anticipation. Yeah, concentration and anticipation are both not the best, which would suggest why some of our defensive work sometimes isn't brilliant. But we've got plenty of good things as well. A couple of youth prospects that we'll talk about another episode that are coming through. They're sitting in 5th at the moment in the under-19s league, which isn't too bad at all. We've got good options in midfield, good options at right side of midfield and on the left wing, they're suggesting. Excuse me, I've got a bit of a throat today. I'm not sure why. But yeah, overall, it's not terrible, but I would like to get rid of some of these reds as we progress and potentially bring better players into the club. Our squad of staff is very, very good. You can see that we're high up on all of the opportunities to get decent members of staff in. We've pretty much filled all the gaps, mostly. Let's go in and have a look at a few names that you might recognise in there, because we have got a few. So our assistant manager is a bit of an unknown to me, but he's doing okay for himself. Further down the list, you can see we've got, if you're English, you'd know David Platt, obviously Gary Neville, Thomas Helvig, German, Jan Wouters, Mehmet Scholl, I can never pronounce his name, so Bizente Lizarazu, I guess. So yeah, those are the key ones. Gary Lewin, if you're English again, you would know Gary Lewin as a physio potentially. So we've got some very positive staff there. We're doing a decent job, which is really encouraging. So our club as a whole is looking in reasonable nick at the moment. So yeah, you know, those are a couple of little bits I wanted to point out to you. You can see, as I say, we got a decent result and not a decent result in the last 2 games. We've got pretty good matches coming up. We'll probably come and play one of these at some point in the next episode, possibly Leipzig or Dortmund, one or the other, I would think. So today, as I say, we're in the Cup. Hertha Berlin, They're started pretty well in the league as well. No, they haven't. What am I talking about? 12th. That's down from where they have been previously. So they're obviously in mixed form. So we've got a decent shout. So let's get into the game and see what happens. So it seems like they're going to be playing a 4-2-3-1. We've got the 4-3-3 formation, more holding player, and then 2 central midfield players rather than their attacking midfield player. So hopefully that will give us some opportunity in the middle of the pitch to control some of the play and dictate the tempo of the game a little bit. I've asked them to show me what they can do, passionately asked them to give me a good performance, and that didn't seem to affect too many of them, but that's just what happens in team talks at times. So into the game we go. We're playing in our black strip today. I like all of our strips, to be honest. I don't see the black one too often, but it's always nice to bring it out. And the game is underway, so we'll see whether we can get a decent highlight early on and start to sort of show our style of play on and stamp it on this particular game. They seem to be having more possession than we do, considering we're playing a controlled possession. That's interesting. They're probably doing the same then. So we might have to watch out for that if they're going to be able to dictate more play than I would hope for them to. Maybe we'll change to a different way of play later in the game and see if we can go wide or maybe on the counter-attack, for example. But yeah, it's a bit of a dull start. 20 minutes gone, nothing's happened so far. No shots on goal for either team. It feels like it's a bit of a midfield battle. First highlight is on our long goal kick. Eventually it finds its way to Dil Rossen, who cuts in but then gets intercepted by the defender, and they've gone very long in return. We miss our tackle, and because we missed our tackle, it leaves us wide open further across the penalty area, and we're 1-0 down. Again, defensive errors are a big problem for us at the moment. Personal, sort of individual errors. And if he'd have only just stayed on his feet and tried to block the cross, we would have dealt with that fine. But he tried to dive in, even though that's not one of the instructions I've given them. So, yeah, disappointing. But that seems to be the makeup of our side at times. We do lots right, but then we make individual errors and that loses goals. But, yeah. There we are. 35 minutes gone. Bit of a dull first half, really. I think half-time will come without much more incident, it feels like. But here's an opportunity for us on the free kick. Cross comes in. I'm not sure whether there was an offside or not there at all. We'll find out on that one, maybe. But if there wasn't, that was a good set piece. It seems to have been given, I think. So Dil Rossen with the long cross. Silva on the far post cuts it back into the centre, and El Neni's there to head it home, which was very positive. I like that. Well done, the lads. And we're back to 1-1. Immediately, they have a highlight on their kickoff. Will they make use of it? There's Darday, one of our previous players who didn't quite make the grade with us in the long run, so has gone back. That time they tried the similar thing. Down one side, cut it across to a free man on the opposition side. Greitbust was more aware of that one this time and came across and made a good save. Disappointing that our fullbacks aren't doing their job though, and finding those free people on the other side of penalty areas. We'll have to look at how we can change that. But yeah, disappointing. Looks like half time's close now though. 1-1, I'll take it. I don't think it's been the most inspired of games. Neither team have done an awful lot really. A couple of shots for them, one for us. Fairly even possession stats. So at the moment it's quite tight. We'll see how that progresses in the second half. I'm going to ask for more from them though, passionately. We've been the better... No, we haven't been. I can't say that. This is a great opportunity to show all the pundits that they've been right to back you. See if that helps them. They like the fact that people are giving them some good praise. So we'll move into the second half and see whether they show that why they've been given that praise and put on a positive performance, a more positive one than the first half. Silva is looking a little bit low in his conditioning compared to others, so we'll watch that. Cross comes in on their corner. It's a bit of sort of pinball in the penalty box, but eventually it's cleared away for another corner for them. But we're not dealing with our corners particularly well. Another one comes in, we get it to the edge of the area, but they pick up the loose ball, take it wide again, back up to the top of the penalty area. They move it around quickly. we're keeping our shape, but can we get any form of header in? We can. We nick the ball back off them. Heist now has it deep in our area, and the highlight goes. And this was their corner kick that in the end was a little bit sort of pinball. It bounced around all over the place off people and eventually went out. So yeah, bit frenetic in terms of our defending, but at least we managed it. Heist with the long throw, who's usually very good at it, but they've picked up the loose ball and they've now got a really big opportunity with about 4 players on 2 in the counter-attack. But they hit the post on their first shot and the side netting, I think, on their second shot. Look at how many players they got forward compared to where we were at, though, in that particular attack. Yeah, so hit the post, then went wide on the second shot, fortunately for us. I think Greitbust had his near post covered well, but you can never quite tell how well. So they've stamped their authority a little bit more on the game. Their shots have upped, so we're going to have to change something. So I'm going to pause the game. We're going to look at I am going to take Silver off and put Burnich on. He's just dipped a little bit in his conditioning. I don't want it to go any lower than that. So Burnich will come on. But we're also going to, once that goes through, we're also going to change the style of play. It's not working for us particularly. You can see we've only had 2 shots. I don't really want to encourage them to draw onto us by playing the counter-attack. So we're going to play the wide one and be a bit more positive ourselves and see if we can make them play our way rather than the other way around. So we'll see whether that has any impact on the game as sort of the last 25 minutes come round. So we'll see whether we can get shots on goal or a highlight or 2 maybe, and see if we can do something with the last 20 minutes. Time's ticking by though, so we're going to make a couple more substitutions. Let's see what we've got here. We've got a yellow card at right back, so no, we're not going to do that. I haven't got Klunter on the bench, so we can't really do that. Tiru's having a bad game. He may be losing his place to Kempf soon. I am potentially making that decision fairly soon, I would think. And then it's one of these two, isn't it, really, that's got to come off, Bertram or Barbosa. Let's put Barbosa on today and see if he can make the difference in an attacking sense. But yeah, both Dilrosun and Batshuayi are playing fairly poorly, which is very disappointing considering those two are 2 of the key men in terms of what we've got available to us. But into the last 10 minutes of the game, you can see we've had a couple more shots on goal, which is positive, but none of them are resulting in a highlight to actually see anything specific happen. Is this one going to drift off into extra time, or is somebody going to find an opening in the last 5 minutes or so of the game? Let's find out. Hopefully it's us if anybody does. Here's an opportunity. Cruiser on the right hand side with a throw in, but it goes straight to the opposition. Can we get a foot in and stop them? No, we can't, but their shot goes wide. Darday almost came back to bite us. Having had him on loan for a couple of seasons, it would be typical, wouldn't it, if he managed to find a way to put the ball in the back of the net and stop our progression in the cup, but it went just wide on that particular occasion. So a couple of minutes left, and we've now got 3 minutes of added time to find something before it goes into extra time. I could do without extra time really, but that's the way the game's going, so we'll have to go with it really. Yeah, that's the end of the 90 minutes. So we're going to what are we going to do this time? We're going to assertively say, I'm not happy with your performance out there. That's fired them all up a little bit, so hopefully in extra time, should I say, they can find a way to unlock this stubborn Hertha Berlin side, who are not really giving us too much of an opportunity really. I'd say second half we didn't give them much of one either, so that's positive. Although they've had more shots than we have, nothing really resulted in highlights, did it? So we'll see what happens in this extra time when people get tired and people start making even more mistakes. Hopefully that's not us this particular occasion. But so far in this first period of extra time, nothing has been happening. Please don't take it all the way to penalties. That would be a nightmare, really. We should be able to find a way to impact this game better than we have, I would suggest. But there's half time of extra time. We're just going to go straight through. Can we make a sub? I can never remember what the rules are of this. Is there a 4th sub? If there is, it'll be probably Dilrosun. I need to bring off in terms of his level of play today. Yes, we can. So hopefully Bertram in the last 15 minutes of this game when everybody else is absolutely exhausted can come on and do something with that. Highlights straight off of the kickoff. Does it go to nothing, or do they find a way to create an opportunity? Looks like there was a foul there, but El Neni, I think, came in late on an opposition player in the centre of midfield. It wasn't given, and the ball found its way to the right hand side, and on the edge of the area he fires the ball into the back of the net. Again, it's our fullbacks that are not picking up their players. I have asked them to do that, but they're not doing it particularly well. I might go in after this game and see if I can tinker about with that a bit, because it's not good enough. There's too much space down those channels for forward players to run into. Can we do something immediately off of the kickoff and get ourselves back into this game immediately? We're keeping the ball nicely. Marin with the long ball out left. It's now Bertram out there. Can he put a decent cross in? He does. Hahn with the header on the far post, but it goes straight to the goalkeeper. Decent move, but the quality on the finish wasn't quite there. They go long in response and immediately go straight through our defence like it was not even there, but they put their opportunity wide. Long, really long ball. You can see we lose out on the header there. He brings it down and passes it to his partner over on the over the other side of the area, but his shot is wild. And yeah, disappointing in terms of how much space we leave. I know that, you know, we're playing a bit of an attacking formation at the moment, but even so, again, we lose out in their penalty area and they attack us very, very quickly, and we've got no answer for it. Very disappointing. I know we've got to attack because it's, you know, it's the game plan that we've implemented. That was a decent tackle, but it went straight to one of their players. Our midfield don't seem to be able to fall back into position when we're being attacked like that off of a break. We're quite slow in midfield. Maybe I need to check some of these things out and maybe change the way that we play slightly to compensate for some of the issues that are obviously still there. But it's very disappointing that we were so close for so long, and now the game has drifted away from us quite drastically in the last 15 minutes of extra time. There was another opportunity there, but it went over the top, and it looks like that's going to be the end of the game. And yeah, very, very disappointing in the end. We tried. I think we're all completely knackered. So are they, though. There's no excuse for that. They all had to play it too. We just didn't show up, particularly today. Couple of very disappointing results off the back of a very, very encouraging one against Bayern Munich. I'm going to tell them that wasn't good enough. I'm not happy with that particular result. They all seem motivated. Well, show it in the next game is all I can say. You can be as motivated as you like, but if you don't play well, what difference does it make? That'll do it for today. That's the end of our cup run again for this season. One of these seasons we're going to have to find a way to get past the first couple of rounds, but it won't be this season. So yeah, I'm going to leave it there. Next time we'll come back, probably play someone like Dortmund in the league in about a month from now. Hopefully get a decent couple of results between now and then, at least start playing better, and we'll see whether we can turn the fortunes around again a little bit, having had such a good start to this season. But that's the inconsistency of our squad. I hope you're enjoying the journey, even though there's probably some more downs than there is ups at times, but that will change as we progress. I have no doubt. I've got confidence in this squad to move forward, confidence in the club to figure out how to get the right players in, and yeah, we'll find some success down the road somewhere. That'll do it for today, though. Thanks for joining me. Have a great day. I'll see you next episode. Bye for now. Thanks very much for watching this episode of the United City Randomiser save. If you enjoyed the video, then why not click on the like button, as that would really help me. If you think you know anyone who would really enjoy my Football Manager content, then feel free to share this with them. But most importantly, if you would like to join my United City here on YouTube, then hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with my video releases. If you have anything you want to say about the United City save or the channel itself, then feel free to leave a comment below, but please try and be nice with each other. That'll do for today, so until next time, stay happy and healthy, and I will see you soon.